you time, Fog. Xtreme versus PVISION. We're going to find out who's going to make it up to the grand finals later today to face Team Falcons. What do you make of the drafts? Because first thing I see XG getting that super strong duo straight through out of the gate.
Yep.
The Snapfire and that Centaur combo.
Let's see if there is going to be that answer. Let's see whose strategy comes in superior this time around. Because this Medusa last pick, there's a lot of big benefits that it does have this game. They mentioned it on the panel about how versus that Bristle, right? He'll be able to just get those stick charges, constantly have mana in the lane. But my big thing that I want to point out is it's Medusa playing versus a minus armor strategy. And Medusa loves that because of the way the interaction works with the mana shields, and so you don't have to worry as much.
I mean, and how much of a strength do you think that is, as Astini sort of talks about having the Chen, having this, sort of potential ways to have something that might cause issues for the Medusa?
Not sure. Honestly, I feel like the Medusa is going to be pretty okay unless somehow just gets completely surrounded from some types of summons with the Beastmaster rotation too, because Bristle just feeds you sticks. You're always going to have stick charges. Yes, Warlock's heal isn't going to be as effective, but you definitely can do quite a bit down here in terms of protecting Ame. We'll see how much that mana burn is effective, though, since they killed it immediately. Dies almost at an instant. And yeah, like you said, the top lane, right? It's XXS playing the Centaur. He was absolutely ridiculous last game.
Oh, he was.
A perfect game from him. And Jinq, he's playing his classic. And another small thing to touch on as well. I mean, small, but 9class is playing a more normal style hero. He's playing a ranged hero. So, gonna see what he's gonna be able to do with this.
Absolutely. Still obviously a very strong hero. We've seen a lot of Hoodwink come through and some people popping off on this hero. Yeah, eyes on 9class to see what he's able to pull off this game. And with this sort of lane setup, when we talk about obviously the strengths of the XG getting this classic combo that they'll go for if they can get. Yeah, how hard of a lane is it going to be for Satanic, or should it be fairly safe up here?
It's been a traditional counterpick, the TA versus the Centaur, since it's very low armor on Centaur. Once you get the meld points, it can really start to add up, but this lane is just strong, right? That's the thing about this Snapfire and Centaur. Even if they're versus some type of quote-unquote counters, they can absolutely trade. And you'll see him adapt his build slightly on XXS. He buys an early ring of protection this game to counteract some of that physical, and then he's still just going to go the Dominator build, which is very good versus the minus armor.
And looking at the mid, I thought we have seen some games where a puck gets through and not a lot of lockdown is drafted against that. Is this one of those as well where you're kind of like, this puck could be a bit slippery, or do you see PVISION having those opportunities to trip XM up in the mid game? Could
absolutely be slippery, but I think, like Astini was saying, their draft this time around is more about just like grouping up and pushing rather than catching the puck in particular, but they will have tools anyway, right? The TA traps is probably going to be the best tools that silence to be able to lock down the puck once that shard does come out from the TA. But I think it's more about them they're looking to group up and barrel down those lanes very early on PVISION and set that tempo this time around. I mean, Ame's mana is getting burned. So far, Ducalis is being pretty effective with those, but he does have mangoes to work with, so he is still getting his own out of the lane. Yeah, not quite able to sort of stop Ame from getting the CS down here, getting pretty much the same as Satanic's finding on that top lane as the Templar Assassin. And XXS, he's got the helm finished up, so it does feel like he's going to be pretty free up here in terms of getting the last hits versus the Hoodwink and the TA. Yeah, at the moment, pretty much that mid lane where we're seeing the biggest difference right now. Of course, some of those denies being the boars of no one, but even outside of that, very much having the advantage against XM's puck on these first few waves mid. Yeah, a bit more than half a level advantage at the moment for no one. Having a fantastic start to it. And checking the runes constantly, right? That's going to be the hard thing for the puck to get the fill up when you're playing versus Beastmaster. He sends a board to one side, can go check the rune with the other one. He'll deny the top rune. And even Ducalis was actually making the move over to protect the rune as well, as we saw there with the Chen. Since his only real job is just to send this creep to mana burn the Medusa to make sure the DM can have a nice and solid lane. Yeah, for sure. Well, because for the most part, DM, he's not going to die against these two heroes, right? So another one of these offlaner heroes that's very, very safe to sort of be left on its own. Most times versus the Warlock, right, it's not really ever a hero that likes to get, or wants, or can get kills inside the laning phase. It's very unlikely in these terms of play. And of course, even on the top lane, honestly, I mean, there's sort of freedom for, as we've seen already, 9class to head away, get some stacks going, because Satanic, as the TA, with the refraction,
potential. You're not really going to kill this TA unless you're bringing in a +1 or making some sort of move through the twin gate.
Yeah, unless he makes a big mistake and steps up too far forward, but Satanic rarely does that, and Hoodwink is a very effective double stacker.
Yeah, we're seeing it here. A lot of stacks already being built up just 5 minutes in.
Xingqiu is doing similar, as we do see. It's not the same, you know, he doesn't have 3 stacks on each, but the double stacks are prepared, and now the lanes start to be broken. 5 minutes in, Xingqiu looking to put a bit more pressure onto no one.
And who would you imagine these stacks are going to be for? Is it for the TA, the Beast, or the Bristle?
Which ones? The ones in the
PVISION stacks in the safe lane, in their own jungle.
Satanic.
Just
they're usually just about enabling Satanic, yeah. Farms them super fast as well. But maybe if no one sees an opportunity, like if he's just going to get his bottle filled up, maybe he will clear 1 or 2. Either one of them is probably fine. Bottom DM is starting to cut the creep wave, since there's no way for them to really stop him. 1K lead at the moment for the side of PVISION, just off of these lanes. Power Rune, 10 seconds. Both supports looking to rotate on the side of PVISION. And it does look Satanic. Satanic's just going to go work on the stacks now.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much, as you said, with the supports coming in for XM to have a chance of looking towards that.
XM.
The amplified damage rune will go the way of no one.
And Ducalis is starting to get some good damage onto him.
Quite a bit there.
DM is here.
And XM could still be in trouble with the orb board he uses. He's able to jump down to the low ground with the waning rift. Another set of the axes, though. Oh, it's close. But XM will survive.
Holy, 10 HP. Almost gets brought down there from the amp damage coming in from the Beast. Waning rift, perfectly placed from him as well. A lot of attention on these lanes from the side of PVISION.
That's top. Satanic. Top of the net worth. Getting the most out of this laning stage. All 3 cores in a fantastic spot on PVISION.
XXS Dominator's about to be finished, so that pressure in the top lane is going to start to ramp up a little more here. But Satanic, he can just clear out the wave very quickly, go to the jungle, get that effective farm. And no one, he actually stole some of the stack, as we saw there. So with the axes, he was able to prevent them from clearing their own stacks. And Ducalis.
XM has to go immediately for the TP out, whereas Ducalis would have been able to body block his escape there with the summons.
Yeah, it's a nice move. I mean, XXS goes back to his creeps, and he's like, hey, there's no stack here anymore. GQ, you lied to me. As it was taken away from the Beastmaster. 2K lead, just off of lanes. So the positioning of the lanes has been very smart with them having the Chen bottom so far.
And look at this movement. We're going to get PVISION coming in with a pretty early play down towards the bottom. The 2 of them heading over to try and see if they can catch Arme.
Hey, this is really cool. With Satanic coming in.
Arme has got the 21 charges. We'll be able to pop them. Has a Mango as well. We'll see if that's enough though to save him though, because Satanic's in on top of him. Arme trying to run away, but now he's out of options. No more mana to play with. They kill off the 2 of them and can get the pressure onto the tower.
Oh, and the timing. Look at XXS. He was 7 XP from hitting 6 for Stampede. If he had it, maybe they could have bailed and gotten out of there, but a perfect move from PVISION to take advantage of no Stampede.
They're playing fast here, PVISION.
Really
they're trying to get back to sort of the level that they were performing at in terms of speed in game 1.
They truly are looking to set that tempo this game, and it is a very, very strong tempo draft that they do have. All heroes very good at taking objectives early on, good at taking the Roche.
I mean, this is the thing, right? They're good at taking objectives, and they're also good at defending objectives, right? If you're Xtreme and you're now sort of saying, well, we want to try and push back, get some tier 1s in our favor, suddenly this Bristle's turning up, or you've got the Beast or the Hoodwink spamming out the waves. It's not easy this game for Xtreme to get anywhere close to the tempo that they were playing in game 2.
No, absolutely not. They do have a lot more team fight, I would say, this time around on the side of XG than we saw from either side last game, but if you fall behind too far in the lane, sometimes team fight can be problematic.
Because this indeed is quite an early gold lead coming into the 3 to 4K, just 9 minutes in. They're getting a lot out of the map here, PVISION.
Can we get the stack counter? It's going to have to come up pretty soon. They've gotten, I believe, over 10 stacks already.
I mean, 9 class has done so much here. Yeah. As you say, playing something a bit different to what he normally does, but showing that he can get some easy stacks going here for the team.
Mid lane, XM hangs on to the haste rune. That was a roar used. Yeah, the efficiency game from PVISION with these lanes looking hot so far.
XXS. I mean, what sort of direction do you think he wants to be going this game with this build? He's got 1,200 gold saved up. Is he considering rushing the auras again, or did you want to get the blink early this time?
Yeah, there are those stacks. So 8-2 right now. I'm thinking he might still do the Crimson if they do see people just start barreling down and running down the lanes, but he queues up the Lotus for now. So
okay.
Wanting to reflect the roar.
Okay.
Interesting one.
They're getting a little earlier than we normally see.
Top.
They're going to go in with the Dream Coil. I mean, should be a pretty dead 9 class here. As I'll get the Bushwhack off, but won't be able to survive. This X-Nova turns up, secures the kill.
Trap will slow down the push, though, taking out some of the creeps. They will put down the sentry to stop that D-push.
XM trying to deal with the mid. But, yeah, again, having a complete mana pool being drained here by the pressure of Ducalis.
Yeah, he's actually being very annoying on this Chen so far.
Yeah, he's drained a lot of mana this game.
He sure has. So for Ame, it's going to have to be back to the jungle. Slow the pace down for him. PVISION, they're looking to defend their towers. They want to play this early game. A lot of heroes top, though, for XG. Stampede's at the ready. They have Golem if he does pop the Grimoire. Kiss is still not at the ready, though.
Yeah, Satanic feeling confident.
Without Kisses, pretty unlikely that they can bring him down just yet. So for Xingqiu, a bit under-leveled this time around.
Now, mate, on the bottom side of things, we'll still have to do a bit of catching up. You know, it's about 2K coming up between the carries right now. Just 11 minutes in, quite the difference. So they're going to need a fair bit of time, XG, to regain a hold on this game.
Yeah, Ame's looking for some late game, some pretty late game on this Dusa in particular. Even going for the Dorman Curio, as we saw there with the Mystical. Stacks will be worked on, and he does buy the plate mail. So XXS has shown the build that he wants to go for this time around.
And I imagine we'll see sort of similar things coming out from the supports. Just everything they can buy to just sort of throw down onto the Medusa and keep Ame alive in the fights and in the defenses that are going to likely have to come together quite early this game if PVISION keep up this sort of tempo.
There definitely is a lot of value to these Solar Crests and Lotuses being thrown onto this Dusa in particular, just to protect versus the massive physical that can come out here. XM trying to whittle down this mid tower, but Ducalis is just sticking around, clearing the creep wave as well, putting himself in a very safe position to not get ganked too.
Yeah, pretty much impossible to get to him. I mean, kind of for the whole lineup as well. Like, it's hard to sort of see a way that Xtreme can catch out Satanic top right. Like, how do you get the catch on this TA? How do you slow Satanic down?
It's only if he's out of position and you have Kisses, right? And you have them somehow sandwich on him. But Kisses have now been obtained. Level 6 is there for the Snapfire, but the way Satanic's playing, he's not only showing on the lane, right? Clears the wave super fast, backs up, goes to jungle. He is getting enabled pretty fast here. The Deso's going to come out probably pre-14 minutes.
Absolutely, thanks to these stack-offs. The stacks coming out for 9 class.
Yeah.
Satanic getting so much here.
Looks like XG wants to take this tower. They want to try to slow down how much the Templar Assassin is getting, but it's already almost 13 minutes in and they haven't taken out this tower. That's a pretty big deal.
Much slower from them this game 3 as opposed to the game 2.
And instantly, Ducalis, when he sees an opportunity, starts pushing mid as the Chen as well. Rotations are coming in, but he's getting some damage here.
They're going to lead in on him with the Golem.
All right.
They want Ducalis gone. And they should get him here. As XM able to push at least the Chen off their side of the map. I mean, it's in a game where it's kind of as slow as this, there's no hesitation dropping these ultimates, even for the supports.
Yep, and then you can use your Golem to just cut waves or go contest some of these potential stacks too. So looks like they will go mid. We'll claim their secondary tower here.
Yeah, we'll at least sort of relieve some of the potential pressure that PVISION might have looked to continue onto that mid-tier 1 tower. So being able to take out PVISION's, and that will ensure that they're able to hold their own for quite a bit longer around the mid.
PVISION is going to hit a pretty scary triple timing, it looks like. The pipe for the Bristle is going to be done, the Beastmaster's Ags is going to be done, and the Deso for the TA is going to be done. So see how XG wants to deal with those 3 core timings, since they're not going to want to have their Dusa get involved too early. The Puck is pretty behind as well, and the Centaur's gone for more about the buff-up Dusa build. So perhaps they are just going to look to play a bit more of that farm sit back, but that is going to open up PVISION to get these objectives.
Oh, for sure, right. Once those timings are done, they're going to group up and go straight for the Roshan, you'd imagine.
Yeah, Roche, and then it's got, I mean, very early one too, potentially, before that Tormentor by a significant margin. And yeah, Beast Ags is going to be done there. We see XXS, he's using his creep to be a little annoying there, to block some camps, prevent some of that farm from Satanic, but there's that Deso, it's done.
Excellent timings again, as we were seeing in that game 1 performance from Satanic on the carry.
And Lotus Orb is done. They might actually bring Ame into these fights. If they throw everything onto him and he shows up with Manta, it might be necessary to have him there if they want to look to contest, but I'm not even going to be able to get there in time, because look, the Roche is already getting started.
Yep, straight into the pit.
gonna die very fast here. The rally, the Aghanims is now delivered for the Beastmaster.
I mean, they don't even need Satanic to be around with the Death Zone.
Nope.
They're doing it without him.
This does not seem like they are aware. Mid lane, they use the coil for 9 class, but he's actually gonna get away.
He's away. And that's Roshan gone.
Okay, no one uses the roar. It would perhaps just because he was gonna start shifting positioning there. I'm not sure, but either way, 60 seconds, they get an Aegis.
Getting everything that they'd hoped for so far in this early game, PVISION. It all seems like it's going to plan for them.
And kisses were used, coil was used too, so they can get the push going. XG has to be careful.
Could start falling into sort of a similar position as that XG were in the game one of this series, which proved to be a very tough one for them.
I mean, it's
just a question this time round. I mean, I guess overall, trusting in a Medusa in this day and age definitely feels a lot more secure than trusting in a PL, right? Arme definitely has more of a chance this time round to be able to carry this one.
If he can get to the butterfly timing, similar, I mean, not similar to the TB, but in a kind of similar fashion in terms of how much physical damage he's playing against, how effective it can be, but PVISION just playing a bit too fast, a bit too clean so far here. 5K lead, TA at the absolute top, and his other cores, they're looking really good. This lineup definitely has a ton of synergy, as we're seeing on the side of PVISION.
And now with the Blink Dagger online as well for Satanic, it's already been impossible for them to find an opportunity to try and catch him out whilst he's been farming.
XM
should be able to jump out. 9 class. Not able to get the connection there. XM calls the bluff, continues, but
there's a Blink to chase
him. See how much he wants to continue to try and run him down. 9 class is going to have to bushwhack back up in a second if he could close in. They'll hit the scan. They know whereabouts XM is. Into the corner he goes, but not going to have any lockdown in range. He's out.
There's a creep there. Extra money. Satanic will take that one. Ame cleaning up some creeps bottom. Actually can't finish them off from Ducalis. As XG. Blink is going to be the next choice for XXS. It's been a very passive style, passive itemization from them. So next, we'll have that to at least jump in and be that tanky bruiser for the team. Yeah, no, they need that. And we saw how great of opportunities he was able to find in that last game too as the Centaur. I think beautiful Blink hoof stomps coming out from him there, and they need it now more than ever here in this Game 3 Extreme. Absolutely, and he's got a lot of armor, right? But it does feel like there's an overwhelming amount of damage on PVISION this time that I don't think XXS is going to be able to do what he did last time with absorbing all the hits. The meld, the deso, the bristle, it adds up quickly. He's going to try and open up here on towards him, but Stampede is at the ready. Wild Wing. They do have a fair bit of control, not quite enough. So if they could continue to chase those, the Stampede comes to an end. Can he get a boar hit onto him? It's starting to get a bit too far there. He's going to be fine. Let's roar down, but at the same time, they were able to force out the Stampede. So an ultimate for an ultimate. Makes Satanic feel even safer. Doesn't have to worry about any Stampede to close the gap onto him while he's just farming it up. Shard purchased up for Satanic as well now, so XM has to be pretty careful in terms of those traps in the next upcoming fight, if it does happen, since we haven't had any fights really. 2-2, 18 minutes. Even slower one this time in terms of kills, but yeah, the pressure that's building up from PVISION, you can certainly feel it, so you'd imagine that Xtreme, they're feeling it as well. Yeah, let's see if they look to do similar about contesting that Roche in a way as that last time, since they do already have the wards set up top. About a minute and a half until that Tormentor does come up. And looking set to sort of be able to line up this next round of timings, both No One and Satanic going for the BKBs next. We're going to see Xtreme try to catch them by surprise. They're coming out with the smoke, seeing if they can kind of catch them separate from one another. No One is down on the bottom lane, but still has a minute left on the Aegis and does have Ducalis by his side. XM looking for the angle. You know, to clean out the summons first. Just some money. He'll buy a Blink as well, so double Blink now on the Puck and the Centaur to be able to jump toward the backlines. But oh, the economy game. Look, it just continues to grow and grow. Just making so much more. Yeah. I mean, Satanic now 3K gold ahead of that of Arme's Medusa. This TA is getting out of control. All 3 cores are just hitting creeps in a very good fashion. And now Beastmaster, they can look to play around No One, since he still has this Aegis. 30 seconds till that Tormentor. It really does feel like they're getting everything out of the map here on PVISION. And XG, even though the Deuce is farming, the other 2 cores are falling behind.
really feels like one of those games where they're going to have to go all in on keeping Ame alive, just hoping that on the Medusa he'll have a chance to scale forward to the later stages of the game and turn this one around for Xtreme.
How many Lotuses are they're picking up? Not Lotus Orbs, the great healing Lotuses. This is something definitely always to point out when you're playing with a Medusa on your draft. I see Xingqiu has one great healing Lotus, so I'll have to see if that makes a difference in the fight, as the Tormentor just dies in an instant.
Yeah, they can take any of these objectives so quickly with this sort of lineup.
Mid, XM.
Gonna get the catch on him. Look at the Essence ring off and a jump to the low ground with the Waning Rift and with the Shield Rune as well. He'll be fine this time, but it's close.
I know, and they're just getting more and more ahead though. PVISION hitting all these timings. As you said, the BKB is starting to roll in a full S and Y for DM. When is the timing going to feel for XG that they want to actually group up? Is it going to be around Ame's Butterfly?
I think it has to be.
It probably has to be. Otherwise, it feels like they're just losing too much control of the map. No one? I'm trying for the catch.
They're definitely just going to be looking to Ame, and it's going to be on him when the call's made to try and fight.
And is it going to work out versus all these auras? This is the thing that the Chen can always bring in. Ducalis did get the shard before too, so we're going to see an Ancient Granite Golem. He's got the Wild Wing Ripper for that plus armor as well too. Their group up is terrifying on PvP.
It's strong, and you're certainly seeing it in effect here now, starting to approach the tier 2 on the bottom. We will see the smoke come through here from XM and Xingqiu as they make their way over.
The question is really going to be from XG is, are they going to have damage when they show up to the fight versus all these auras and all these items that PVISION has been able to rack up?
Let's have a look. They're ready and set up. Ame prepared and ready to join them. But the tower's falling.
Ooh. No one. The axes actually clip XXS as it looked like he was going to attempt for a blink stun there.
They'll smoke up themselves. You know, PVISION are not afraid of taking this fight. If Xtreme end up walking into them, because they don't have Satanic with them. But as it is, I mean, XG just don't get the chance to jump. They will be able to push them back and hold on to that bottom area for a little longer, but they don't get a catch.
I mean, look at the Dominator creep from XXS, preventing that tier 2 from being pushed. He's racked up, what? Is that 3 creep waves? I believe it is, so delaying the push.
Doing everything they can to try and expand the amount of space that Ame has to farm safely in.
Do they look to push with this triple creep wave? I mean, it's a pretty big wave. Sure, they have ways to clear it out, but could look to pressure here. How long on Roche? About 30 seconds until we find out. PVISION looking to set up around bottom. They have so many auras.
I mean, it could end up being a bit of a double-edged sword, right, for XG in the sense that they got this big triple creep wave coming in. Ame's going to want to be there to farm it.
They might jump
but maybe that's just sort of a setup for PVISION to push in, as you say, with the creep wave and catch Ame out. So Ame, as tempting as this creep wave looks, he's got to be careful.
They actually have vision of him, so it looks like they're going to strike elsewhere, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, in the mid.
They're going to go for him. The Lotus was there in time. Cookie to get him back a little bit safely under the tier 2 tower. XXS will be fine.
Ame.
Except, get the Dream calling on the no one, but the BKB's there. This is coming out, but PVISION able to back off.
Instant disengage after they force TPs, and that's Coil plus Kisses. Roche is up. BKB was forced there from no one. But they bring this Roche down very quick if Satanic is there. And Satanic, he is looking for the answer for that butterfly that he did see picked up, of course, from Ame. The MKB is going to come very quick as well.
It really is. It's going to pretty much come guaranteed before Ame is even able to get that next time on top of the butterfly.
Oh, and look
he's trying to find.
Look at the last hits this game. 413 on Satanic, 331 on Ame. I mean, I know it's 2-2, but approaching almost 20 CS a minute. That is absolutely insane.
Bottom. PVISION ready to get back on with the push. XG, they were able to slow them down earlier, but this time round they're going to have to let the tier 2 likely fall.
And Roche is up. So XXS, he's going to try to hold on to it as long as possible. No one will get the last touch.
Satanic, he's in. And straight away, XXS just has to pop Stampede immediately. He's terrified.
That is extremely early to pop there. And now no Stampede, no Kisses, and the Roche is up. Can XG look to contest this Roshan that they're just going to walk right into? Doesn't feel like it.
I mean, they've hit it with the scan, but as you said, there's no Stampede. It's a risky move to make, but
there's XM.
Let's see if they can try and do something.
Oop, XM jumps up because the smoke broke, but it was actually 9 class who scouted him in the tree line.
Roshan's falling pretty quickly. Carlos scouting things out here with the creep.
Roche is going to start shifting in 15 seconds.
And XG, how much time do they want to spend sort of hovering around this area, trying to have some sort of say on the Roshan?
They really don't want to just give it for free. Their ultis are coming back up. This is in 5.
Yeah, and Satanic, he's just going to be able to clear these camps. That will be the MKB money done. Ready for the next fight. So even though XG is trying to look for a way to get Arme to turn up, if Satanic gets his hands on him, Medusa's not going to stand a lot of chance of carrying the team fight.
He's also got the 20 talent too, so that extra damage that's going to come in from it, he's going to hit so hard if he's able to actually focus fire.
Arme.
XXS tries for the jump. No one, not going to get caught.
Should start to feel a little safer in terms of how he positions himself. The Stampede's going to be back up in about 10 seconds.
All right, how's the cart looking? It's getting closer.
It is about 600 gold away for XXS.
Shannon watching somewhere, very excited.
Here we have around the pit.
Word is placed down. 9 class will give the scouting information.
PVISION still very much respecting the presence of Xtreme. Not going straight into the pit themselves.
But they are forcing XG to stay in the area, and no one is farming.
Easy dodge there.
No one is just chilling bottom side, getting that extra farm, while all of XG has to stay in this area to watch the Roche. Amp damage also on Satanic for this next bit of time, so if they do see an opportunity, they can still go for that Roche very quickly here. No one is forcing the bottom side in.
Xtreme starting to split back up, so they can at least have Arme getting a bit of farm on that top side.
What's the choice going to be? Oh, PVISION looking to make a move that they're just going to push.
I mean, with the position the Satanic's in, they absolutely can. He doesn't need an Aegis to start hitting these tier 3s and seeing what happens.
It's a catapult wave as well, too, so an effective push.
Oh, look at the Dream Core. Nothing more to follow up immediately. The hoof stomp is there. But getting through the refraction is not happening. Satanic just staying at full HP.
They didn't even have to pop anything there. Now potentially can back up and just look for that Roche. With those ults being used, could be an option if they want to. Satanic still having the BKB at the ready. Immediately, no one. He goes in. They do see it though. So they do have a ward right outside the pit. So they see that he starts it.
XG. Right behind them though. They don't want to let this happen.
Bottom, someone has to stay down there. If they don't leave someone.
Satanic could start getting kind of cheeky down it.
And he's got the frenzy creep too, so the attack speed bonus is going to be there to keep that push
Let's see how much you can get away with.
Oh, they're getting split up, Owen.
They got to make a call. They got to do something.
What's the choice? Do you go for the Roche? Do you go for your buildings?
Arme's in position to try and hold on the bottom, and he's very close to the Skadi, but yeah, when this sort of split up's happening, PVISION can get back into the Roche pit.
And there's no roar for 20 seconds. It's gonna die fast, Owen.
Maybe they could try for a steal. XXS in with a stomp, but it's a little early to make a steal happen.
Yep. And Ame is not here.
And Satanic, he's now returned to the side of PVISION, so
roar up in 3 seconds.
Can they time this? XM jumps in. Look at the Stampede as well. There's the jump with the Who's to make success. He's going to try and get the pick up, but the Roche we killed off. Who's able to grab the agent?
Nobody
is
is.
stunned. XXS will be able to steal it. And they've killed off the two of them.
What
the timing there, coming in with the Stone Gaze, putting a stop to it all, and they clean up the chair as well. All right, Xtreme.
XXS gets the connection. The roar came up in time. It hits everybody on the side of PVISION. They have the information. XG, they're here to play.
Yeah, quite a bit of action coming out of nowhere there. And now with the Aegis in their hands, not something that PVISION is going to be able to rely on. It gives an opening for them to start the push back their own way. We'll see this jump again.
No one could pick it up. XXS was just right on top of it. They couldn't click it.
Yeah, and Arme just able to step up with the Stone Gaze. No one getting frozen by it, and no position really for Satanic to be able to turn and fight with Arme in there with the ultimate.
That was picture perfect from XG.
They needed that. They needed that big time. That Roshan, that Aegis slips away.
And they make the right call, right? Those little split up things that they were doing, having Ame bottom, they come at the exact moment.
And any sort of time they can buy to try and get Ame online, and we were seeing just with that move alone, with Dota Plus starting to favor that of XG.
Medusa's starting to get there.
They know the potential of the Medusa, especially now when he's back up to the top level with that as Satanic's farm.
Yep.
A massive move there from XG that absolutely keeps them in the game.
And now we're going to see that matchup in particular, right? This Medusa versus the minus armor draft, how tanky she truly can be. This now that she's been able to get this farm. Having the Scotty, having the Daedalus next. PVISION. The plan has been broken a bit here. What's going to be the adaptation they go for?
Well, let's see what XG do now with this chance to potentially gain the advantage themselves.
Let's see if PVISION gets caught in that type of scenario with the fight again too, because Satanic literally got 0 attacks off because of that Stone Gaze connecting onto him.
Yeah, he just could not turn and fight back.
5-2, but tense moments.
XG. Coming in with the smoke, scan to hit as well. They know that somebody's up here.
XXS with this Aegis, with this cart, they can play pretty aggressively because he's got this potential save always for any of his cores, even XM if he gets caught in a silence. Push again, PVISION, they're still going to keep pressuring this bottom side with the catapult. Ame will have to respond.
The Hurricane Pike done now on Satanic, so a chance to slide out, reset, still get the hits in, even around that. But XXS trying to make the move on to DM. DM, of course, very, very tanky.
He did just pick up a heart, so very unlikely they can actually chase this Bristle back there. And it looks like PVISION not really overreacting to all these plays that have happened so far. Still splitting up, getting that farm going. Beastmaster, a full refresher finished up. So still feeling confident. Maybe waiting until that Aegis goes down and looking for their own play, or maybe they're just going to look to play around objectives every single time. Look to play, go for the next Roche themselves once it does get taken away.
Still very much knowing that kind of across the board, the farm does favor them on their 3 cores. For XG, it's very top heavy, resting on the shoulders of Ame on the Medusa.
He does not have that Aegis, of course, too. So if they full focus fire the Medusa, they could potentially kill if they have XXS controlled in a way, so he can't cart.
And they're going to have a haste rune ready for no one for the next move, and of course with that freshly picked up refresher, chance to find that solid initiation with the double roar.
Going for his own Lincolns too, so he doesn't roar himself potentially.
DM just continuing to grab this mid wave, making sure that with these last moments of the Aegis on XG, they can't really push on for tier 2s.
No. Too hard to push out also versus TA. TA just puts traps in every lane, just can pop the trap and continue to slow down the push too. So PVISION's, when the game slows down, you still see that economy game go up for them. Even though they did lose that Roshan area, they'd go back up to this 12K lead after just a couple moments.
Stepping out on the bottom lane here.
Okay.
Last 30 seconds of XXS's Aegis, and ready to see if they can make some sort of jump. Not gonna happen. Satanic quick with the blink.
20 seconds left on it.
I mean, can they try and push this tier 1 tower, or is that still a little too risky, do you think, for them?
It can be dangerous. PVISION can definitely still look for these fights.
I mean, Ame feels strong. And does have a lot of damage to dish out with that Daedalus stun.
Oh, clever move there from no one. He was going to go through the portal, and he was a bit afraid, and for good reason. XXS was there ready with the Centaur Conqueror. Sends the board through scouts. Now they're going to TP. PVISION is looking for the fight now. See if Xtreme is able to work that magic they did before. Positioned on the high ground. A Daedalus set on Ame.
Now ready to start hunting for them. XM ready to join. I mean, they could be in a good spot to try and just sort of attack from the backside here and get this wraparound.
They don't have a smoke of their own. So it's going to be revealed immediately when they kill the trap here.
Xnova will pick up one now, but it has to make its way out to him. So
and the push.
It's going to come in.
DM's going to hit the tower.
Yeah, they got to get back in now.
Flip is forced.
XXS does get the jump, but again, this Bristle feels pretty unkillable at this moment in time.
Not the target they want.
PVISION just continuing to do a very good job of keeping these lanes in a position that means that for Xtreme to sort of get out and get aggressive with the Medusa, it's rather difficult. The best they can do is sort of respond, as we saw them do to that Roshan attempt from PVISION.
That's probably
use that to get Ame in position to fight.
I mean, that feels like what this game is just going to be, right? It's going to be about the Roshan contests, who's going to be able to get these Aegis at this point. PVISION, every time the game slows down, their net worth just continues to skyrocket on the 3 cores, so let's see how these next approaches come. As Ame, level 23 has been hit, getting closer and closer toward 25. But same thing for Satanic to be said. 24, he's got the Swift Blink finished up. His damage also continues to grow. This has to be the lowest kill count game I think I've ever had at 35 minutes in.
It's a tense one. We'll call it that, but yeah, 5-2 at 35 minutes in. Pretty crazy.
It truly is. It is the most important game for these teams at the moment.
And the last chance for both of them to make it forward to the grand finals at the International. Nobody wants to be the first to make the mistake that could cost their team the game. So both teams playing ever so careful now in these moments.
Ooh, and Ame looks like he is going to go down Silver Edge route, so looking for an option to be able to actually kill DM, because until they have a Silver Edge, killing him just feels pretty impossible for now. And DM has been posturing himself a bit far forward here. No one, as we said, the Lincoln's soon to be finished to prevent Roaring himself in particular. And yeah, PVISION, as you said, gold lead. They do continue to grow it. Ducalis also going for the Crimson Guard next to block out some of that Deuce's damage. 25 has been hit. Satanic, fraction instances are there.
Now Ame very close to 25 himself. Just under a level behind.
XM will be able to snatch that shield rune. DM was about to pick it up.
XXS holding on to the defense down bottom.
Roche, it's a very, very quick spawn, Owen.
Trying to clear out the way, but we're going to see Satanic make the jump over towards him. He's got the Ghost Scepter at the ready though, XXS. So at the moment, of course, no answer from PVISION for that. They're very close to having Nullifier on DM, so shortly that won't be as much of a problem.
Silver Edge almost for that Medusa as well with the kill the Bristle. XM scouts the Roche.
They'll definitely want to have a say about this. As we saw last time for Xtreme, it absolutely gave them a little bit of life in this game to get Ame to a position where he might just be able to carry them here on the Medusa. Can they contest the Roche successfully again, though?
And we have to keep eyes also this Roar of Retribution. It's something we always have to keep tab of in these fights because it does make you take that extra damage too. So we did see really make a difference in that last fight. DM?
It's going to start it straight away. XM knows what's up. PVISION, definitely after the last situation, are going to be much more careful about how they go about taking Roshan down.
But farming a lot, right? You see Satanic still continue to hit creeps bottom, top. No one was also just farming it up. So as I said, every moment that goes by, the gold lead does continue to go up for them. Tense moments here at the standoff. PVISION.
Close to a big purchase as well for 9 class. Nearly has the E-Blade, so obviously a chance to buff up the burst, but also potentially save those that are getting gone upon by the Medusa.
I mean, if the Manta gets used and he just E-Blades the Medusa, that's a long time that she's not going to be able to attack, so could be a very, very good pickup if he is able to get it.
DM, he knows that he can very safely start working on the Roshan. Ame and XXS step forward, stay safer than the break comes in, he didn't expect that!
He did not see it!
Oh my goodness, yeah, the Silver Edge reveal there from Ame, allowing them to just destroy this Bristle. He did not expect that one bit.
And Aurora actually went off during it too, so now XG can potentially start this. DM is dead for 65 seconds. He used his gold.
And the Silver Edge purchase coming in geniusly there from Ame.
He truly did not expect it to come right there. Immediately gets deleted. Satanic now bottom.
Gonna try and put a bit of split push pressure on. We'll get the tower. Ame's able to push back the wave though.
He's trying to buy time for his Bristle to respawn for that Roche contest. Ame, 25 is hit, plus 40 int. A lot tankier now.
I'll head back around the Roshan.
And the next few pickups too for Ame are going to be scary, right? Once he gets the Aghanims with this build, Daedalus plus Scotty, he is going to be hitting very hard on everybody.
They can step into the pit themselves now. XM's got his eyes on him. XXS hit. There's another pickoff here around the pit, definitely setting up now for the opportunity to step in and go for this. 9 class will buy back, and they'll have DM back in 10 seconds. Ame's going to take this down pretty quickly, though. He's got a lot of damage on the Medusa. PVISION, if they want to interrupt, they've got to try and do it soon.
There's the roar. Wink does tap it.
Can they time it? Already know XM is on the backlines. He's up on the high ground and he's making sure that there's no chance of interruption. He gets in with the Dream Coil and makes sure they do not have any option of interrupting. So it's an easy secure there of the Roshan for XG. Ame now with the Aegis.
Refresher Shard new now too for the Centaur. He has double ways to protect his core. Double Stampede, double Workhorse. If he wants to keep it, that is. They could even give it to Ame or to the Puck. All are very good options. This truly is building up to be the hyper carries versus the hyper carries, but this Dusa is getting very scary, Owen.
Absolutely. You can only imagine that from XG's side of things, they are going to feel that this game, it's getting to the point where Ame is absolutely going to have what it takes to carry them through to the grand finals.
Even if they are, quote-unquote, getting out-farmed by these multiple cores, the Dusa can stand her own versus this for sure. SDM has to be very careful now at this point, too. He can just die in an instant, in one stun. Can't just get brought down because of that Silver Edge.
So where Ame's going to go next in the build. Looks to be going for the Swift Blink, wants that extra bit of mobility and positioning to get stuck in right in the midst of the team fight, knowing that he has so many ways that he can be bailed out even if the initiation goes wrong. See the jump straight away in, there they go, they look towards him, but the roar comes out, and now the damage will take down, it comes in, and he focuses towards XXS, takes him down. Ame moves forward over towards DM, DM able to turn his back and run this time, the break comes in, the outboard stuff gives him a chance to continue to escape. They have the Bushwhack locked down on towards Ame, starting to fall low at the mana, cooking forward aggressively, Ame trying to push up forward against the two of them, trying to chase down no one, but the mana's gone. Ame
He's isolated.
So low. He still, of course, has the Aegis. Can Satanic finish him off the once he can? That's the Aegis gone. Round 2 though, XM makes the jump in onto Satanic with a Dream Coil. BKB there straight away. Satanic retreats.
They're kiting him. They're trying to control Ame here.
Can they get back in on this? The Bushwhack's there. Satanic bringing in the damage. Is it enough to take down Ame? No, he's still got half mana to play with. Not quite enough physical to burst through the Medusa.
He's almost alone now. It's just him and XM versus 5.
XM in with the jump, finds the chance to close in on towards 9 class on the back line. Satanic still trying to push up, but the damage from XM enough to bring down 9 class.
Ame
looking at Ame wants the Manta, trying to chase this TA out of the edge of the fight. Ame looks now towards DM. He's now out of mana completely though, Ame. He's trying to stand his ground, but no one's backing on top of him. XM looking to Satanic. XM is going to do it. Gets the double, brings Satanic down. They've lost Ame, but XM survives, kills Satanic off. And can he get out? He's away with the phase shift and the blink. The orbs up. They're TPing over, trying to look for him. The Stampede's back there. The axes won't clip him. XM, he'll get out alive.
What an absolutely crazy fight. I mean, splitting things up. They take out XXS at the start of things, so there's no cart to protect Ame, and they isolate him. But at the end of it all, XM actually finishes off Satanic. What a crazy fight. Was that 3 roars I think I saw from the Beastmaster in one fight? Must have been, as no one finds the backline there. My goodness, this game showing to be absolutely anybody still.
And just showing sort of how particular PVISION have to be with kind of the focus in these fights, right?
Yeah.
Like, are they calling to go all in on the Dusa, or do they have to now spend more resources on being like, hey, our TA on the backlines, it's getting destroyed by this Pug. We've got to somehow get XM off Satanic.
They still have, I think their approach of killing XXS at the start of things, though, looks the best, right? Prevent him from getting Stampede or Workhorse and then try to isolate things, but it is not an easy approach by any means. Not from either team, as you see there. And amp damage, though, that could make things quite a bit easier. This does spawn top.
I'm ready for the next fight. XM now hitting the 25
and
as the Aghanims.
And an amp damage, and they give him the Refresher Shard. That could be absolutely massive.
Yet to die this game here,
Yeah.
XM.
Has not been tripped up by any of these little Templar Assassin Shard traps just yet. He might turn into the real carry as well, too.
They're just doing so much in that last team fight, especially when you consider just relatively the position he was in terms of farm compared to like all 3 of the cores of PVISION. You know, he was a fair few thousand behind, but still just doing so much with the resources that he has on the puck.
This level 25 might change the game, might just make it very much harder for PVISION to actually approach things, because now Ame, he literally can just charge in. If there's a coil, he gets in front of them with Stone Gaze. They might just die because of this, because they won't be able to break out without getting stunned.
No, for sure, and they can maybe sort of try and turn and stand their ground and try and kill Ame, but even though they did in that last fight, you saw just how long it did take to bring the Medusa down.
I mean, look at this. A Yule's now picked up for no one. So looking for any ways of maybe just delaying and prolonging these fights. A Wind Waker, perhaps.
He can pick that up.
It's going to be some crazy... These team fights could last over a minute, and we could see potentially, what, 3 roars, 4 roars?
I mean, we've got to be careful with the buybacks, right?
Yeah. How are those looking?
A few of them are a little short on the gold, especially with this purchase. So I'm very much going all in, gets the disperser completed.
This next fight is going to be crazy.
If XM gets a good Dream Coil...
And he's going to get one.
He's going to find the big one as well as Satanic. They're straight on towards him. They try to save it, they can't. Satanic's gone. XG ready, push up on the second coil. Catching on both of them. DM out to Carlos call as Carlos falls. They get the break in on towards DM. He tries to run. No one commits in with the beacon with the refresher. Satanic buys back. Arme pushing in with the Stone Gaze. Satanic watching for the side, considering if he can get XXS makes another jump, but Satanic turns, brings the Centaur down.
A bit too deep.
They want more with this buyback from Satanic. They look towards Arme. Arme up to the high ground. He'll have to break it again on towards DM with the bushwhack for 9 class. Holds Arme in position. They're kiting out the Deucer for now. XM continue to try and just push away the attention, take it away from Arme. He's going to be gone. They trip him up here as he attempts to jump out. So Satanic, the buyback pays off. Buybacks are going to continue. XXS, he wants to get back in on the action. And now XM, he wants a part of it as well. They're going to break it again onto DM. Scatter Blast, Middle Shredder. They're trying to close it. Can they finish off the Bristle? DM able to get through the trees. Cooking out, Barman close the gap, get another touch in on towards him. He speeds up with the disperser. Stampede as well. They're chasing down DM. Scatter Blast hits Arme in on top of the Bristle. Nowhere for DM to run. And they take the Bristle down.
Multiple buybacks from both sides. Trying to kite the Deuce as best as possible, trying to go for these backline heroes on PVISION, but it's hard to ignore Arme. He's got too many tools to catch up to them there with the Stampedes, with the Disperser, but XM did buy back.
He did.
That is a big one too.
Him and XXS coming in with a buyback. We'll see how much they want to try and force it, because obviously if they can take Satanic out,
could just be
it could be game over. Whereas for them, if say they do die, they don't have the buybacks available. As long as Arme's still in the game, ready to hold, there's a chance that XG could hold without the full 5-man. So a slight window opportunity here for XG if they want to try and play on the aggressive.
Absolutely. We see there, I mean, Arme, he now has gold for the buyback. We're seeing the switch and build here from Satanic. He's going for a butterfly, so looking for a tool to be able to fight back versus this Deusa. But this 25 coil, you see the power of it.
XM.
You just get a catch onto the main core, and there's not a whole lot of counterplay versus it.
Especially if we can get this nullifier as well. If he's able to jump in, get the coil off, throw the nullifier down on a key target, that should be the setup required for Arme to follow up, bring in the damage, and get these sort of kills.
Because the only way that they can actually save versus that Ags coil is the Wind Waker from no one at the moment. So if they do get that nullifier on top of it, it could just be game if they do bring down that TA.
Buyback situation, as we say, has to be watched here in this next play.
Watch no one in particular. He might change the way he plays and approaches a bit here because of this Wind Waker to protect the TA versus that 25 coil.
He's going to be desperately trying to scramble together that last 1,000 gold or so. Does not want to be caught without the money for buyback.
Very true.
A BKB now for DM, so we'll give him a bit of a better chance of being caught and found at the start.
This game is absolutely crazy.
I mean, here we go. They're going to go for the smoke PVISION. A potentially risky move, but again, at the same time, if they can get Satanic in position and they can kill both XM and XXS, that'll at least give them the opportunity to very likely secure the next Roshan and maybe even take away a set of racks. Maybe even more.
It has to be the way they approach, right? Is isolate the Deusa, kill the rest of the targets, and then go for Arme commits the goal.
He is going all in. No buyback on him, so now essentially all 3 cores of Xtreme playing without buyback here with Arme spending up.
It is a extremely strong pickup.
Gonna go for the Raw. Shrek as well. Just a little bit of a tease to see what they get out of XG. Nothing too much to be forced.
I mean, this Aghanim is pretty ridiculous. Gonna be able to hit all the targets.
And they're gonna go for this XG straight away. With Arme going all in, they want to try and enable him in the fight and find the opportunity to bring down Satanic and take him out for good whilst his buyback's still on cooldown for 4 minutes.
Roshan up 2 seconds. Who's gonna get the positioning for this one here? No one does have the buyback at the ready.
That's the nullifier done here for XM.
Okay. Now, as you said, now he can pretty much prevent that save that can come out from the Beastmaster and focus that target. Allow his Deuce to hit.
PVISION, what's the call?
Roche is going to get started. Ame. The Roar will come out.
Okay, PVISION making their way over. Smoke up from themselves.
Incredibly
XG to hold the high ground.
Ame. That Outworld staff could come into play to protect DM a lot versus this break right now.
We're seeing it already a few times, given that extra little moment to survive throughout the break duration.
Yeah, split-second things could absolutely make the difference here. Either that or an E-Blade to protect DM if the Nullifier is not on him.
PVISION being persistent here with their attempts to try and catch XG by surprise.
What's the rune gonna be?
No one's got the high ground set up. They're gonna see Ame step forward. They'll get the pushback on him. BKB for 9. He's ready to look for them. He gets the roar straight away onto the center. They're trying to focus XXS so he cannot get the save off. DM trying to push him away from Ame. Refresher will be pot to the Wind Waker away. No one trying to step out of the fight. Ame getting a few hits in with the Skadi, but the BKB's out for no one. He'll get out successfully.
Spell casting super fast from both sides. The E-Blade thrown on DM to protect him.
I mean, and we're seeing just, for no one, he's only got his sights set for the Centaur. He wants to make sure that at every possibility, there is no chance that XXS can get in and get Ame in the cart.
And that was his Aeon Disc popped. So a very important one. XXS, it's 80 seconds that Aeon Disc won't be available for him if they do focus him.
PVISION.
Standoff at the Roche again.
Satanic thinks about sort of pushing forward onto the Roche himself. Have a smoke from PVISION there. They're eating through these smokes.
That coil still on cooldown, 20 seconds also. Doesn't look like they'll be able to take advantage of that one as the buybacks are getting closer and closer.
They are just a couple more minutes until we'll start seeing them all come back online. Ame also very close to farming his backup, 1400 to go. And Satanic, considering his next option.
XG has to just stay in this area though. I said XXS, 25 seconds. Aeon Disc is going to be back at the ready.
Both teams wanting the Roshan, but also not wanting to get caught without the buybacks.
It's all going to be about who can get the better initiation, who can get these catches on these cores, who can kite out these super strong carries. Ame
is in.
Start.
Stampede at the ready. They have the means to save him if he gets jumped. PVISION knows, so very cautiously approaching the fight.
Taking out a fair bit of mana already. That's 1200 gone. Double catapult wave on top with, I don't even know how many, 12 range creeps. So top tower, very likely to fall too. So tier 2 pressure. Someone's going to have to deal with it. It's going to be XM.
And no one able to farm up enough buyback to get the Aghanim's Blessing and still have the buyback gold.
All right.
And Satanic's turn
starting it again.
Try and take a poke at the Roshan. Stampede's going to be there. See off to the side. They're looking at DM. Force out the BKB.
It's too hard for DM. Too hard for them to focus him. He BKBs and then he Outworld staffs and we'll be okay. No BKB though, 85 seconds, but that is a Stampede used.
Roshan now down to close to half HP. No one, as you say, he's just sort of focused on getting pressure on elsewhere. Maybe see if he can get a chance to kind of peel some of the attention away from Roshan, but Ame straight back in the pit once more.
Ame is 150 short of buyback. Satanic's buyback is back at the ready.
All right. Yeah, full lineup having the buyback now online for PVISION. They've all got the gold.
20 seconds for the puck and the Centaur, but they are actually missing the gold.
And of course, with Roshan being in this position, it will be that much easier for PVISION as a whole to bring in those buybacks and use those second lives if the fight goes down here.
Absolutely. Being on the dire side.
So PVISION, they'll definitely want to try and push to take this Roche before it makes the move in a couple of minutes.
It's dropping low.
This is the favorable spot for them. XG.
You can feel that pressure.
This could be a very, very painful team fight for one of these two teams.
They dropped the banner for Vision.
After the jump of the outward star. It's there. Goes to the hoof stomp. Them trying to get back in onto Ame.
I mean, that's pretty funny, right? They dropped the banner just for Vision. Since I don't believe that they have any words left. I haven't been able to check. Okay, they do still have one left on X-Nova, but...
XG will have to deal a little bit with the creeps. That top wave getting very close to the base, so...
Roche is going to start shifting, I mean, relatively soon, 40 seconds.
As we say, that will very much be in XG's favor if they can sort of wait this out.
Ame.
One. He's going to get bashed by the Roshan. He's got the Wind Waker ready to get him safely out of the pit. Got to be careful when you come close to the Roche.
I think Ame got out of range of the sentry there, so he was invis, wasn't able to get that roar.
Looking at DM again. DM BKB back up on off cooldown.
How many Greater Healing Lotuses as well do they have? I've been just checking. XG always seems to have at least 2 at the ready, so they will be feeding those to Ame.
Looks like XG's chilling out a bit now. But they know that 55 minutes is coming up.
They're finishing that buyback, right, in particular. We're potentially going to have all 10 heroes with buyback soon. XXS the only one short of it, 900 gold away.
And they knew that, you know, the chances of the Roshan dying in the 5 seconds before he moves were unlikely, so XG able to sort of wait out that Roche position and are now going to be able to play on in a spot where their buybacks now will be the stronger as they're going to be able to have that TP point close to the Roche.
PVISION just continues to just send creeps to the sides. They're trying to get that momentum pushing in so they can get an opportunity, but it's just not happening. XG just have the responses for it. Smoke up, XG, they're going to start the Roche. The roar comes out.
Satanic trying to get some sort of traps out of it. XXS is in with the hoof stomp. Kiss is coming in as well. Just trying to push back. Oh, DM is dying! The elbow stuff comes out, but he's so low, the coil connects. Nullify thrown down upon an XM, jumps in, trying to finish off the jump. DM will survive, but the space is created for them to secure the Roche, get the Aegis, the Refresher Shard, and the Cheese all picked up on XG. To be so careful there, trying to approach in on this Medusa. You saw that how close DM got to just dying in seconds.
They are absolutely having the issues of how to kill the Dusa, how to maneuver around this Dusa.
It's gotten to that point.
Yep. It's been at that point for some time here now, 56 minutes. It looks like we are potentially going to make it to these 60 minutes with the way all things have been going down. How are these levels looking? Xingqiu 23, 22 on the Warlock, Chen 20, Hoodwink 21. So level advantage also for the side of XG for these supports. An AC, all right, cool. Xingqiu picking up probably the first AC you've ever seen on a Snapfire.
We're seeing as well, yeah, there it is. It's queued up now on Satanic. He's holding on to a lot of money. Just added the Rapier to the queue. It has to be considered. They have to have some sort of immense burst so that Satanic, when he does get in and finds the target, he's able to take them out straight away.
But they also have to deal with, they have to get the Nullifier on the right target also too, because of the Ghost Scepters and the Aeon Discs, and then the the levels are difficult in this game for sure, especially to bring down this Dusa.
Because what do you imagine no one's next purchase is going to be?
I don't know.
Is he also getting sort of a Nullifier himself somewhere in the build?
He might have to, but what does he really want to replace? Just move the boots somehow? I'm not sure. Definitely difficult.
XG, how much do they want to try and push for with his 3 minutes of Aegis
XXS
on Ame?
Has also hit level 25 now, so extra hoof stomp duration. It's at 3 seconds. 3 minutes.
Tier 2 to fall on the bottom lane, XG.
XM having the power of this Refresher Shard 2 at that level 25. Eyes on the coils. The double coils could be what let XG close this out.
Can they get Ame off the high ground? In fact, they're just going to get this jump straight in there with the coil. Onto the 2 of them. Hand of
second coil.
The second coil destroys 9+. Refresher's popped in by no one, but he has to use the Wind Waker to try and survive. BKBs are popped as they're just having to retreat on PVISION. They cannot step up. The range racks are gone. XG, they'll force out the fortification.
Right, what a coil. Catches 2 and then catches the 3rd.
It's just so much damage. As 9+ just gets deleted in that combo there, laid down by XM.
He's going through backdoor.
They'll take out the full set here on the bottom lane, and still 2 minutes to go with as they can look for more. They'll swing back across towards the mid and the top lane to alleviate some of the pressure that DM was pushing in with against them. But XG, they could very much be set up to look for another set of barracks during this Aegis timer.
Feels like PVISION have to do some type of different approach, but I just don't know what it is in order to stop this, right? The potential of this puck plus the Medusa, and then the save from this Centaur always. The fight just feels so difficult for them to approach.
And the scaling from XG has been perfect this game, coming up to the 60-minute mark. And even though pretty much for the entirety of this game, right, PVISION have had the net worth advantage, and earlier, a pretty significant one, it just hasn't mattered. XG chose that perfect moment to go for that Roshan contest, and then ever since that, things have looked pretty in control from Xtreme Gaming.
Absolutely. And they still have 70 seconds left on this Aegis. Ame gonna look for the go again. They don't have the refresher on the puck at the moment.
With the Raw, but nothing to come with that one.
One coil is available.
There's the jump. XXS finds Satanic. They make the jump. The nullifies there as well. They're going all in on towards the TX. Over drops the golem down as well. That's Satanic gone. No hesitation there. As soon as he sees the chance, he's in on top of him. They turn towards DM. DM broken and taken out.
This Dusa is just too strong.
They've got the buybacks. They're going to have to use them. But how do they stop this? The full set of racks taken out in the mid.
Ame standing strong, going for the next. The buybacks have to come in.
XG, they'll back up for now.
It's just anyone who gets focused dies. They do not have the similar saving function on the side of PVISION. They cannot protect the cores. They have to take a risk. They have to go out.
They cannot let XG sort of back up and farm up these tier 5 neutrals. Satanic in with the chase. Finds Xinqiu, but straight away with the glimmer. He's away. Satanic on his own doesn't have any way to deal with that. So Xinqiu gets out. They'll get the chance to find their neutrals. We'll see at PVISION. They'll probably stop the chase and look to just try and secure these 60-minute neutral items for themselves. Oop. A little bit of a breather.
I think we all need that little bit of a breather. XM, he's about to have his own refresher now finished up. He's at the liberty, of course, of a couple of refresher shards, but he is about to have this one done. So these coils, as we said, absolutely crucial.
I think Xtreme Gaming, they can definitely taste the victory in this game. They're so close to being able to step forward to the grand finals.
Just wondering what's the approach going to be from PVISION, right? There's just so many different tools that they have to get through. How do you protect the TA versus these coils? How do you focus the Dusa? Or how do you ignore the Dusa, really? There's been a lot of difficulties for them to approach.
Yeah, they had all these sort of earlier timings where they did their best to try and play for PVISION, putting that pressure on, but at most they took the tier 3 bottom, but they were never able to take a barracks away from Xtreme during those earlier points when they had a significant gold lead.
It's just been the Roshan contest, right? Xtreme just coming out ahead in almost every single one, if not all of them. And just having all the buff ups, right? They put faith in Ame, and that faith is absolutely working. Now more Lotus Orbs to throw onto him.
Let's see what sort of crazy tier 5s they can find on both sides. As they should get the space on both teams to farm these up.
How's the last hits looking? We're breaking that 1,000 point on both of the carries now. And that's who's going to get what? Audacious, Stygian, Desolator.
These dream coils from XM.
He's going to kill it. It feels like he's going to kill everybody.
He might. It might be a situation where Ame is going to turn up to the fight and everybody's already dead.
Yeah.
So I guess you don't need me. XM is insanely farmed. The damage output from this puck, it's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah. I don't know how you protect each other versus this on the side of PVISION.
And both of them getting Audacious.
Yep.
So they've got this extra magic attack damage on their hits. And I imagine right with the Medusa, you get Audacious, it will make sure with the Aghanims that all of the hits are doing the extra 80 magic damage, right?
Yes.
It should.
And he's got spider legs too, right? So he's got this liberty to move in and out of the fights easier.
And we'll see, Satanic, just get the Stygian, he has got that extra attack range as well, so maybe a bit of a chance for him to find the position, but still yet to be able to get a way to slot the Divine Rapier into his item build.
And just honestly, he hasn't really been able to attack the Dusa much in the last 20 minutes, right? It feels like Satanic has to be so cautious with these buybacks down as well, too.
Yeah, and XG having all the buybacks available here.
Yeah, it feels like PVISION, they just have to go all aggression, right? It's like DM has to, he takes the Regalia. So any type of extra damage that they can potentially get is absolutely needed as Xtreme looking for the potential closeout here. Roche is up in about a minute if they want to be very patient for it, but they do have quite a bit of tools at their arsenal right now. XM, eyes on him.
They're going to get the jump. Straight away the Wind Waker. You see no one back off. Coil will be there just onto the one of them. They have the Glimmer as well to keep him safe.
Look at the
Kisses damage is so much he has to pop the BKB and run.
My God. I mean, that's just the one coil. Lincolns did block the nullifier there. I think if it did not, likely he could get brought down there. No one. Still has the refresher. BKB was used.
Worth noting as well, because Ame does have the moonshot, and even on top of that, still 9,000 gold.
Yeah, he's full. He's full slotted up. About to hit level 30 as well, too. Not the most impactful one, but any little bit can help. DM. Queuing up the AC next. I mean, DM's growth has... he's had like the same items, it feels like, for the last 25 minutes at the least.
XG. Ready and waiting outside the base.
They can just wait. Every time that XM has coil, it's going to force a reaction from PVISION.
Still these 4.5 minutes of which the... If DM or Satanic go down, the game will fall to an end. And PVISION's hopes of making it to the finals will come to an end as well. XM is in with the jump on Satanic. They hit the BKB off.
There's that Wind Waker.
It's going to give him a chance to survive through the coil. No one's in with the roar, but the card's there. XXS able to pick him up and take him out of the action, Ame. Keep him safe. Keeps him close enough towards DM, though. DM's BKB comes to an end. DM's got to run. The scatter blast catches onto it, though. DM, he's dead. 2 minutes without buyback.
It's so impossible to approach these fights. Ame is just a raid boss, and he's got XXS every time to back him up.
Satanic, he's got the rapier, but it may just be a little too late.
Look at the damage.
And there's the jump. He's going to try and look towards Ame. Satanic putting all his attention in towards him, but the golems up. They're dropping down on it. Satanic, the stop from XXS.